Black and white Asians, we are one. Black and white Asians, we are one. Yeah.
Nico Jenkins, the guy who killed 17 people just because they are looking at him. Some people are really possessed, some people, demons are just going with them everywhere they go. Like, why would you kill people because they are just looking at you and you kill them? This one, a really crazy issue.
Against him had mounted. Investigators had the image of a female associate on surveillance footage at a local gun outlet buying the kind of distinctive ammunition that had been used to commit the slayings.
But you're going to get everything that you'll need to give her family closure. But I want you to understand something, and I'm going to say this, not hearsay, but to say, like, okay, my religion, not no goose chase. This is the real deal right here. What you people signed up for. Okay. High point. It's a high point. Lead is a high point rifle.
What kind of intelligence?
Intelligence of when would be the best window of opportunity. What roles to take in. You realize that one, right? So if you're coming from that crime scene, you can hit it straight out for it. Straight out for it.
Additional footage had been pulled from cameras along the route to Kruger's abandoned SUV. On the evening of September 3, Jenkins confessed to all 4 slayings during a rambling 8-hour interview. Jenkins told police that the acts were sacrifices to Apophis, a deity, in the ancient Egyptian religion. He was charged with 4 counts of slaying following the confession. Trial and sentencing. In handwritten letters dated November 3, 2013, submitted to the Omaha World Herald, prosecutors and a judge, Jenkins said he wished to plead guilty to all counts in the 4 slayings and that he would protect Apophis' kingdom with animalistic savage brutality.
To the 4 murders by the defendant. It is therefore the sentence of this court as follows. At case Class 1 felony, death. Count 2, use of a deadly weapon, firearm to commit consecutive to all murder convictions at counts 1, 4, 7, and 10. Count 3, CR 13-2768. Count 1, murder in the first degree, a class 4 to 50 years to run consecutive to all murder convictions at counts 1, 4, 7.
On February 19, 2014, Jenkins filed a federal lawsuit seeking $24.5 million from the state of Nebraska for wrongfully releasing him from prison. He stated that his claims of hearing voices from Apophis were repeatedly ignored. In the 6-page handwritten filing, he stated that being kept in solitary confinement augmented his schizophrenia. He blamed corrections officials for the 4 slayings. Jenkins claimed that his problems were caused by mental illness and that he had schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and obsessive-compulsive disorder. The judge ordered a psychiatric evaluation, and a psychiatrist concluded that Jenkins had an antisocial personality disorder and was faking psychotic symptoms. Jenkins was declared competent to stand trial after scoring 68 on an administered IQ test, and the proceedings against Jenkins commenced. On his request, Jenkins was allowed to represent himself at trial under the guidance of advisory attorneys. Throughout the trial, Jenkins maintained that he acts under the command of Apophis. His courtroom antics included speaking in tongues, howling and laughing at prosecutors recounted the details of his victim's demise.
You don't tell me what the heck happened out there. People are going to think the absolute worst. It went bad. If there's someone panicked, did something really stupid, now's the time, because otherwise, you're... I got Nico Jenkins. I got you.
What do you mean, sir?
I got the weapon. I got Nico Jenkins. I already, I know who, I know what, I know when, I know where.
On April 16, 2014, Judge Peter Batalin found Nico Jenkins guilty of all 4 slayings. Jenkins was initially scheduled to be sentenced on August 11, 2014. The date was delayed indefinitely, following a hearing held to determine whether he was capable of understanding the capital punishment proceedings against him. On July 29, Judge Batalin ordered Jenkins to be housed at the Lincoln Regional Center Psychiatric Hospital until doctors were satisfied with his condition. Officials at the regional center refused to house Jenkins due to inadequate security, but doctors agreed to treat him at a Lincoln prison. In May 2017, Jenkins was sentenced to his end by a 3-judge panel. He was also sentenced to 450 years on weapons charges connected with the slayings. On April 20, 2020, the U.S. Supreme Court refused to hear his appeal. The convict is at the Nebraska Correctional Facility and still on America's end row. Who were the Leverings and the Jenkins? That finding was reported in a package of stories that explored generations of crime and violence. This was more poignant because it marked an extraordinary fall from grace that began with a Native American ancestor, Levi Levering, who had been a distinguished tribal leader. He was the first Native American commissioner to the Presbyterian General Assembly in 1911 and successfully lobbied Congress in 1920 to protect tribal members' rights to their land.
I will testify to that. This is the first time that I've ever aided and assisted law enforcement in my life. It's golden. Any jury's not going to look at me and say, oh, well, he's told before and he's done. With my history, that woman's husband and children, that woman's husband is grieving right now. Killer that just wanted to go patrol. I'm documenting psychiatrically.
The World Herald reported the following about this family. A name that was respected in Nebraska 100 years ago has become synonymous with lawlessness as generations of Leverings succumb to alcohol, drugs, and violence. Nico Jenkins, as a kid, had a difficult upbringing and struggled with mental illness from a young age.
I don't watch the video, my people. See this life. Some people are just walking possessed, looking for someone who they will kill. Like, just imagine killing 17 people just because they are looking at you. Okay, you cannot go to market and people staring at you, because if you go to market, people are there, you will kill everybody then. That's just crazy. Some people are just possessed, like just like he said he's doing it for his ancestors. That's a sacrifice, bro. Like, he's actually possessed, to be honest. Drop your opinion in the comment section. I will see you guys later. Stay peace protected.
Black and white Asians, we are one. Black and white Asians, we are one. Yeah.